Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel, Astro Assurance. This month, three very important planets, Saturn, Jupiter and Venus have turned retrograde. And both Saturn and Jupiter are going to be retrograde till mid-September and the end of September. Whereas Venus's retrograde is for a shorter duration, which will be roughly retrograde till the end of June. Now, normally retrograde planets bring a certain result in our life and planets do become retrograde from time to time. However, when more than two planets, that too the larger giants, the bigger ones who manifest strong results, they turn retrograde, that too in the same sign or same house, and after a long duration of time, then it is a time to sit up and take notice. Last year too, in April 2019, Jupiter, Saturn and Pluto had turned retrograde. However, then Saturn had not made its transit yet. Jupiter had not made its transit into Sagittarius yet. And Venus, one of the key planets from a Vedic astrology point of view, was not retrograde at the same moment or at the same time. This month, however, all three are retrograde at the same time, and the key thing is they are also establishing a relationship with Jupiter also aspecting Venus. So what are the general results of retrograde planets and why is this a unique retrograde moment between Saturn and Jupiter and also with Venus? Now, retrograde planets have normally been described in various shlokas as giving very strong results. In fact, thrice the results of the planets which are direct. And so, retrograde planets are supposed to give very strong impact. However, it is also said that retrograde planets don't give straight moments or straight results. They give you results which are least expected. And normally retrograde planets, because they seem to be slowing down while they are not, so they may not give you immediate results, but they may slow down their results, and it's like two steps backwards and one step forward, and then bang, you get a result. So that's how retrograde planets are. When you least expect a result, they will throw the result at you. Same thing is going to happen with this retrograde, especially between Jupiter and Saturn, because they are in the same sign, same house, and that too Capricorns. Capricorn is Saturn's own sign, and Jupiter gets debilitated in the sign of Capricorn. Now, what is key and what is more important for this retrograde is, some shlokas define a retrograde debilitated planet as giving the results of an exalted planet. So, because Jupiter is transiting through its debilitation sign in Capricorn and is retrograde, will it give you exalted results even though maybe for a couple of months? Usually the shlokas don't term or have not defined the retrograde planet, if debilitated, giving exalted results in transit, but in the horoscope. However, one can be certain that some good will definitely come out of Jupiter's retrograde motion because it is transiting through its debilitation sign. So rather than seeing changes in one's life from Jupiter's debilitation point of view, it should be seen that Jupiter is passing through its debilitation sign. However, it is retrograde, so it becomes doubly powerful. So a Jupiter in today's time which is debilitated is not such a bad thing. Why? Because generally exalted planets give you more idealistic nature. They are good to have in an environment where people are generally good, people are honest, people are straightforward, and a good, honest person, a learned person is seen as somebody who is very valuable to society. Today, it is important for one to be diplomatic, it is important for one to be more politically correct. It is important for people to know the right people in the right places. It is important for one to be in the right place at the right time also. And so today's time is more of the debilitation or debilitated planets rather than the exalted planets. So having a more number of exalted planets in the horoscope, in the birth horoscope, may not be such a boon in today's time. Whereas having one or two debilitated planets, for example a Jupiter or a Mercury debilitated, is not such a bad thing, because Jupiter being the huge benefit will still give you benefic results in spite of not being able to give you better results through its own sign, but passing through its debilitation sign. However, when Jupiter turns retrograde while in debilitation sign, you can expect very different results, but very powerful results. So if Jupiter is placed strong and well placed in your natal horoscope, in your birth horoscope, you can be rest assured that the period between now, roughly from, I would say 15th of May this has started, so roughly from 15th of May till mid-September 2020, you will get very good results from Jupiter if Jupiter is also placed strong in your birth horoscopes, especially if it is forming some good conjunctions and maybe even some yogas like a Gajkesari yoga, for example. And Jupiter will bring you huge beneficity in terms of giving you opportunities in terms of wealth, giving you opportunities in terms of being more prosperous. Jupiter being the Karaka of children, some people may or some couples may plan to have children, may also have children. Birth of a child may also be indicated for some, or at least news that you are pregnant, the couple is pregnant, may come through for a lot of natives. If you have children have been vying for competitive exams, or children have been trying to get into higher universities, higher degrees, or sitting through competitive exams or excelling, good time for your children also, because Jupiter is the Karaka of children. Especially if in your horoscope, in your birth horoscope, 5th lord is good, 5th house is good, then there is no stopping your children in the next 2 months if their own horoscopes also good. So definitely Jupiter will bring this forth. One thing Jupiter will definitely do, which if you combine with the results of the lockdown, we know that a lot of prayer institutes like churches, mosques, temples have been locked or closed, or have hardly any people visiting because of the enforced restrictions in movement. But now, post 15th of May or end of May and beginning of June, when we will see that there will be less and lesser restrictions, and because Jupiter's retrograde motion in its debilitation sign, people will flock to temples, people will flock to mosques, and people will rush to churches as well. So definitely there will be a surge of spirituality, even religion, will people visiting all these places. It is a good thing also, because Jupiter will also lay to rest a lot of cobwebs that we have in our minds about whether we'll do good in life, whether we will have challenges in life, whether we will have our jobs, whether we will get our promotions, what will happen to our businesses. All these questions are going through our mind. So Jupiter will help tide over these challenges by helping us develop our spirituality and get more calm and ease by visiting these religious institutions. One thing that Jupiter's propensity to give more may definitely will have a spoke in the wheel through Saturn's retrograde. Now what does Saturn retrograde mean? Saturn retrograde means Saturn also turns all powerful. And where is Saturn retrograde? In Capricorn, in its own sign. Which means that Saturn is extremely strong in its own sign, in own house. And so one thing Saturn retrograde does is to make you think, am I on the right track? Am I secure? Is my job stable? Is my life stable? Is my financial situation stable enough? Am I secure enough? Do I have bank balances? Am I with the right person? Am I in the right job? Am I doing the right business? All these questions come through one's mind. So the retrograde motion of Saturn for roughly more than 2.5 months, or almost close to 3.5 months in fact, one thing that Saturn's retrograde motion will do, it will be to force you to think about these questions and try and find solutions. And with Jupiter in tandem, in conjunction with Saturn, in Saturn's own sign in Capricorn, both very, very powerful entities, both together, both in a very powerful yoga, and both retrograde means that together they will find solutions for you. Saturn will make you think, Jupiter will make the wise, because of the strength, the wise solutions come out. So a lot of you will take wise or make wise decisions. Starting off 15th or end of June, a lot of people will take wise decisions, whether to have a baby, whether to increase the family, whether to adopt a child, whether to go for support for having a child, whether to change your jobs, whether to aspire for higher roles, whether to push forward into and try in some other companies, whether to change your residence, whether to try and change your location from a city point of view and going to better locations or even foreign lands, looking at new avenues to work, looking at new areas or even industries where you can work in. Some of you may change your job profiles, some of you may take up some hobbies which you had earlier developed and maybe sharpened during these last 2.5-3 months of lockdown. You may want to pick up those hobbies as something which is good for you, as maybe an additional income or in fact the main income. And some of you may even ditch your jobs and like what you do in terms of hobbies and take that as something as a career. So a lot of such decisions will come by. Most of your decisions will definitely be wise decisions, sound decisions, long-term decisions, and will be very helpful to you also because of Saturn and Jupiter's energies coming together. One thing, however, will happen is that if you have not worked hard, and I have said this in a lot of my other videos also, if you have not worked hard in the last 1 or 2 years, and in the last 3 or 4 months at least, if you have not led a life of ethics, principles, values, then this retrograde motion may also bring some setbacks in terms of not getting those things that you aspire for. So the jobs that you aspire for may not come to you. The promotion that you aspire for may not come to you, may come late. The increment that you are expecting may not come to you or may come late. Or the job roles may become different. People may have to change their jobs, people may have to change their roles or may be forced to change. So some of that will happen if you have not been, I would say, you have not done justice to the roles, you have not just done justice to hard work required and not done justice to the position and the role that you are in. So definitely those times will also come by. So look at Jupiter and Saturn's retrograde as a combined force allowing you to take those decisions and to make a change. This is a very, very karmic event. This is a change bringing event. One of the things I have already said in some other videos is that while people were expecting the period after May 15 to be easing off of the COVID-19 spread and slowly we can get back to our lives, it is going to be the other way around. Because of Saturn and Jupiter's retrograde motion, you will find that the numbers are going to increase, as we have already seen since the last few weeks, and we may hit a high starting from first week of June. We may see higher and higher numbers, not only in India but across the world, and the numbers may become very, very high. A lot of countries are also on the way to recovery, and they may recover because of sudden change in the motion of Jupiter and Saturn. So those who have been in afflictions before may recover, while those who have so far been able to handle the challenges better, they will start to face the grind more. So what is more important is that end of May, the last week of May and the entire month of June, you need to be very, very careful of your health. Ensure that you spike up your immune systems, take care of your health, take care of your immune system, boost your immune systems, protect your family. Don't go around outside wandering anywhere. Please respect the rules that the local government is telling you and be safe. This is the time of justice. So justice will be served through Saturn and Jupiter. There is no escaping that. However, Saturn and Jupiter tend to be both planets which are with a huge giants. Both of them tend to be kinder to people who respects law, regulations, who are true to their word, who are loyal, who are committed. So show your commitment to the rules and regulations set by your government. Be committed to your safety, be committed to your health, be committed to moral ethics, and take care of your families and safeguard them. Then a lot of you may not face that kind of a grind which some others who have not worked hard, who are not going to be true to their roles, structure, rules, regulation, values, family, safety, they may face the grind more. So as much as possible, be safe. It is not that you have to be completely jailed. Even when the government is opening up sectors, you have to continue to be living in your house, but it is better to be safe. Keep your safe distance, but work diligently, work smartly, and try and take your things forward rather than keep them subdued or keep them backward. So this is what the results Jupiter and Saturn retrograde will definitely bring. Now what is Venus retrograde? Venus retrograde is going to be for a short time, but one of the things Venus retrograde is going to do is to put a big question mark on relationships and material possessions, both these two things. One, Venus will make you think that are you in the right relation, are you getting right support in your relation in terms of love, intimacy, commitment, loyalty, caring attitude. Are you getting that all from your partner or not? Is your partner stable? Is your relationship stable? Do you love each other? Do you trust each other? Are you loyal to each other? Are there any cobwebs to remove? Are there any areas to still smoothen because those are still ruffled? So those questions will come to mind. One thing is that if there have been very, very short duration relations and if you're thinking about the relationship, then the relationship may go south. That means to a large extent the relationship may not survive. If you have been in a very long term relationship and you are still, if you're thinking now, then to a high percentage, next 2 to 3 months are going to be very, very difficult, and if you survive this time, then the relationship will survive. If the next 2 months, 2.5 months, you don't survive this period, then the relationship may be heading for a break. So keep that in mind that Venus retrograde is going to do that. The other thing Venus retrograde does is, because Venus is also the planet of material possessions, especially comforts, luxuries. So a lot of people who have hoarded wealth and have not worked hard for it but just got it by luck, definitely their wealth will come under some pressure. If you have got a car from ill-gained wealth and you have gained material resources through ill-gained wealth or cheating somebody, manipulating somebody, then your wealth definitely will be under a pressure. Why? Because not only Venus retrograde will put a pressure on your material possessions, but both Jupiter and Saturn will bring justice. So that will definitely happen. So make sure that you are true to your relationships. If you think you have not done justice to the relationship and you have earned more, then apologize. You don't lose no shame in apologizing and saying you've been wrong and saying that you're sorry, and rebuild. So this is a strong time of rebuilding your material possessions, re-looking at your property, re-looking at your vehicle, re-looking at all the tangible wealth that you have, savings that you have, money that you have in the bank, and re-looking at the relationship also. Getting into flings, short duration flings, now that you are out of the lockdown, is not going to help you, especially if you are in those areas where the government is opening up. Misusing that to have short duration flings and not being true in your mind that you want a stable relationship, that may backfire for you. So keep in mind that it's not a great time to get into those kind of situations where you take chances with your wealth, you take chances with your children, you take chances with your job, you take chances with your savings, you take chances with the role that you have at work, and you take chances with your material possessions. So better safe than sorry. On the whole, it's not a bad time. On the whole, it's a good time, except for the situation that I've told you. So my suggestion is to make the most use of it. Use the time for some introspection, deep down introspection. Try and make decisions based on values, commitment, long-term planning rather than short-term goals. look at your moral fiber, ethical arena, and look at approaching any solution or any problem from an ethical, value-based, principle-based approach and a wise approach, and looking at stable solutions. Then you will see that you will get more gains compared to the others. If you face troubles in your office, there are people who are being laid off. Most of you who have good placements of Jupiter and Saturn in your horoscope, and if you're true, you are ethical, you carry your values, then you will find that you will suffer less and you will face lesser setbacks, and you will be better off than a lot of others. If you face any setbacks in June and July in terms of your job, when Jupiter again turns direct, both Saturn and Jupiter turn direct end of September, and when Jupiter makes its transition in November into Capricorn again, that's when you will find new opportunities may open up, new avenues may open up, and a lot of good things will come to your life. If not now, in these 2 months, then that phase will definitely bring those kind of solutions. So don't lose hope. Use this opportunity for you. It's an opportunity where justice is coming to you, fairness is coming to you, life making, decision making is coming to you, opportunities are coming to you. So make the best use of it, put your best foot forward and take it forward. So friends, this is my analysis of 3 important planets going retrograde, starting a few days back until June for Venus, end of June for Venus, and roughly mid-September and end of September for Jupiter and Saturn. So please like my video friends, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. If you are looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. And till we meet some other time, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.